Hi, everyone. Welcome back to the Conversations podcast. I'm Mike.
And I'm Daf. Thank you for tuning in today. It's been a few weeks since we've sat down. What have you done to begin your transformation that you mentioned a few episodes ago?
Regarding my health and fitness, I'm eating better and focusing on sleeping better too. Getting more regular in my sleeping.
Nice.
And aside from that, I've decided to sign up for a culinary cooking class at my local community college. And because of my residency, I qualify for local, cheaper tuition. So it's not even going to cost me that much. And it'll be fun, I think.
I'm all for fun. I am so shocked to hear this. This is not something I would have ever expected you to have done. What brought this on?
Remember when you picked me up from my first trip to Thailand? It was actually then that I stayed in some really nice hotels, impressive hotels. And I noticed a pattern that I hadn't seen in the States before. These transparent open kitchens all over Bangkok and Thailand. At the best hotels, you can stand up and literally go watch your salad being made. And I thought that was like a really cool thing. And I just thought, that'd be really great if I could cook better food for myself, learn to be a chef. And when I checked into it, it's like almost free. I think it's going to be cool.
You took 2 whole years to mull over, deciding on?
Yeah, my level of patience is longer than when I was younger. For you, it probably seems like a long time, but I like to mull things over.
I'm not judging. I am a patient person.
But you have an opinion, and your opinions are usually different than mine.
You know what? It's taken me 2 years to decide to do something also. So
okay.
Fine. We all have our things.
There's nothing wrong with patience. And you're actually younger than I am, so you have more time to spend mulling things over than I do.
What's been new for me is I've just been working in the garden a lot. It's getting hot where we live, so I'm protecting younger, fragile plants from the sun. I had to do a little bit of a modification on my chicken coop. They have a mist hose, so a hose that shoots out mist so that it keeps their area cool. But I realized that they didn't have enough shade. They really needed a blackout curtain in at least one area of their coop. So I put that up and I put the mist hose under that area. Today's the 3rd day of that. They seem to love it so far. I did have some of my clients coming to my house for all day long dog sitting, which usually I don't do. I'm typically a strict go to my client's house and sit there. I made an exception for one of my clients and their 4 dogs. It was fun, but I'm definitely ready for dogs to not be in the house anymore. I mean, I'm a dog lover. I'm an animal lover, but it's definitely a change when you go multiple years not having dogs in the house. And I have my cats, but these are 4 dogs. So I'm enjoying no doggies in the house. Last week, you had 2 of your nephews come hang out.
Yes.
I'm glad that I got to hang out a little bit as well.
They're cool young men, aren't they?
They are indeed. We all went out for burgers. We have this local burger joint that I think is really good. It's not a chain. It's kind of just local to the area. But something I've noticed is that there's kind of burgers literally everywhere.
Yeah. All
downtown areas, McDonald's, Burger King, Wendy's, Popeyes, In-N-Out, Jack in the Box, Chick-fil-A, The Habit, Straw Hat. There's no shortage of a place, not only just around where we live, but like all Southern California. I can't speak for other places. Burgers are plentifully available everywhere.
Agreed.
What would you say your favorite burger joint is in the area?
In the area, my favorite is a local place. It's not a chain, a mom and pop type place. And I really like it. That would be my first choice for a good burger. My favorites are cheeseburgers. Second, I would say if I had to pick a chain, it would be In-N-Out. Or you jogged my memory. Habit's pretty cool too, I think. But second choice would be In-N-Out for chains. Otherwise, I like the local joint, the mom and pop owned one. Very affordable. Patty is like a third pound almost. Great service.
I have to agree with you. I know what mom and pop you're referencing. They are great. I do like the Habit, but the Habit in my area is situated in a shopping center that is a major pain in the butt to park in. They do have a drive-through, but the drive-through is like kind of narrow and sharp turns.
I know the one you're thinking of. Yes.
I don't like that one. So as much as I like Habit, I don't visit there as much as I would if they were more accessible. Growing up in the Bay Area, everybody loved In-N-Out. Some of my friends were eating at In-N-Out every other day type of deal. And I understand it's affordable. It's not a bad meal, but it's truly not my favorite, particularly their fries. I understand that they're healthy. I don't like the fries like that.
Yeah, they don't taste good.
Not great. They're a good company for sure, but I just don't love In-N-Out. I feel like people think it's un-Californian to not be diehard In-N-Out fan, but I'm truly just not. I don't think I've had In-N-Out for like 3 or 4 years. Few cities over, they're putting in a Shake Shack. Have you been there?
Not to the one you're referencing, but I've been to Shake Shack in Orange County.
I think when I was traveling, maybe I had a layover in Texas. I think I had Shake Shack there also. Consistently good. What I will say is I don't like that they offer truffle fries. I think they offer regular fries too. I'm not a truffle lover.
I agree. I think fries are supposed to taste like potato fries. And this truffle thing, I get it. They're trying to be fancy, but traditionally fries are fries. I mean, that's the best side dish to get with a cheeseburger.
I guess I'm excited that they're putting in a Shake Shack. It's not super conveniently located. We'd have to like go out of our way to go there, but it's nice to have another option, I guess.
How do they compare price-wise with, say, In-N-Out?
Shake Shack is more expensive. Burgers are plentifully available everywhere, like I mentioned. Referencing the time that you lived in Japan, your 9 years, what is the burger equivalent there? What's really easily accessible? What food is in demand and being gobbled up left and right?
Good comparison. Hands down, it's a dish called gyudon. Gyu means beef, don means bowl, beef bowl. They're everywhere in Japan, very affordable. Most places, surprisingly, are open 24 hours. You can get beef bowl whenever you feel like it.
Are they good?
And they're delicious. I mean, I love beef bowl, gyudon. And they have several different chains. My favorite chain was Matsuya gyudon. And I had one right by my house.
If you were to go back to Japan, would you hit up Matsuya?
My last trip to Japan for fun, yes, I ate there just for old time's sake, reminiscing, nostalgia. I went there for nostalgia. And surprisingly enough, I've been away from Japan for a lot of years now. The prices have held exactly the same. There's almost zero inflation in Japan.
Nice. My hometown mall had this restaurant. I definitely liked it, and I've never really come across another restaurant quite like it. Build your own ramen. You pay up at the front. They give you a bowl. You go through the bar and you fill up with, I usually get noodles, and then they have like a whole bunch of different vegetables, pineapples, jalapenos, a whole lot of options. Sauces go around. It's kind of a circular type restaurant. And you give it to these guys who are in front of these massive grills, and they slap your stuff on there, and they throw on some of their own sauce, and they're cooking it up for you, and then they give it back to you. I guess it's not ramen. It's more noodles. It's a bowl of noodles. It was my favorite. I loved it so much. I would get it all the time. Don't see restaurants like that anywhere. I'm not even exactly sure what to call it. They did eventually close down before I moved away from there. That mall started to die out when I moved, so it was kind of sad. But yeah, I loved that place. I ate there a lot until one night I got it. I was very tired. It was like just after work. I took it home. I'm like ready to dive in. There is red hair, like long red hairs in my food.
Gross.
I almost threw up. It was disgusting. Couldn't eat my food. And it went from being my favorite meal to get to I never got it again.
Definite turnoff.
It was sad.
Yeah.
Speaking of food, do you know who Gweneth Paltrow is?
Yeah, I'm very familiar with her. Never met her or dealt with her in person when I was a driver. But yeah, I know who she is.
Have you heard of the Goop brand?
Yes.
I think it started off with her wellness website, different articles where she is suggesting earrings or books, fun decor items, things that are going to make your life easier day to day, kind of a wellness suggestion brand. I think then she started making her own products. So she probably has like body lotions. Most notably was the $75 candle. I call it the coot candle. This candle smells like my vagina.
You're kidding.
I'm not. It takes, I think, a lot for a woman to think, gee, let me make this candle. Everybody is so into me that they're going to want to buy this candle that is $75.
I think they call that the God complex.
I think that encapsulates Miss Gwyneth Paltrow. Again, don't really know anything about her, but she gives me that vibe.
Like, that's for real?
It's not being sold on her website anymore. There was, I don't want to say unrelated, but a 2021 lawsuit where somebody's candle allegedly exploded. So they sued her and said this is unsafe. Thankfully, nobody was injured, and I think it was dismissed. Technically, any candle could explode. But if I'm shelling out $75 for a candle, it better not be posing a hazard.
Yeah, better be.
Could have hurt my cat.
Yeah.
It doesn't sound like it's being sold anymore. I'm sure you could probably buy it on resale.
Well, even before your candle reference, I already kind of didn't like her much because I think she was, to me, a bit of a hypocrite. Remember the scandal when she claimed sexual improprieties in her industry, but then she claimed, yeah, I got famous on my own. I didn't fall into any of those opportunities or trading favors. I'm just famous because of me. And then with the candle reference, that just reinforces what I already thought about her being a bit hypocritical and snobbish, I guess. And then to make a candle that she kind of reminds me of, do you remember the famous porn star that made a sex doll that was copied after her own parts?
Nope.
You never heard of that?
Can't say I have.
There was a porn star who had a doll for men, and the part was molded after her own vagina, and she thought she was going to make a fortune on it.
So back to Goop. We're talking about restaurants. The Goop empire, her wellness empire, has expanded into Goop restaurants, Goop kitchen, although they're ghost kitchens. So it's not something that you can bring the family to. There's no waiters, minimal staff. You can use Uber Eats or DoorDash or their own website and you can go pick up, but you're not eating in there.
Is it just me, or have you noticed that kind of all got big after COVID?
Yeah, I think people fell into just ordering their meals and not wanting to eat in. I personally don't like to eat in public by myself. So the Goop kitchens, I think there's 15 to 17. Apparently they're pretty popular. Some people are saying maybe the chicken is dry and the wait time, even after time of pickup, exceeded 25 extra minutes. So people are waiting, I guess, probably during peak. Everybody wants the new trendy spot. These Goop kitchens are only in LA, the San Francisco Bay Area, in New York. I saw some reports on Instagram threads and multiple on TikTok. People are shading the New York locations because of salmonella and foodborne illness.
Making them sick. Rats in the kitchen.
Okay, I don't know about rats in the kitchen, but with the whole ghost kitchen situation, you know, you're not seeing what's going on behind closed doors. I don't think people are prioritizing cleanliness because all eyes aren't on them. It's DoorDash workers coming in and picking up food, not somebody that's necessarily eating the food. So maybe cleanliness isn't being prioritized.
Yeah, it makes sense. When people are not being carefully watched, they tend to take shortcuts.
As a salad and health food enthusiast, I would be excited to try Goop Kitchen. I think they are in LA, so if I was ever over there, I could give it a try. But I'm a little bit hesitant now due to the salmonella claims. And additionally, Gweneth Paltrow was just kind of off-putting. So I don't know if I really need to be supporting her. If you had to take a wild guess, like I said, there's between 15 and 17 of these locations, and they've been moderately successful. What would you guess that they're raking in per year? One individual, relatively successful chain.
Well, I would say she's partly banking off her name, her fame, her celebrity.
Obviously.
So she has that in her favor. You mentioned all her areas are kind of upscale cities.
It's people that
neighborhoods.
Pay for their lunch every single day.
Yeah,
Nobody's packing up their lunch.
So she's targeting the celebrity following fan base kind of thing, maybe. I would say
or the average hardworking person that just happens to live in the big city.
No, I don't think she cares about the average hardworking person. She cares about the wealthy fans who are going to drop a lot of money on her food and make her rich.
How much do you think one of these ghost kitchens is raking in annually?
Just one? $1 million a year?
Apparently around 7 million.
7 million.
Isn't that outrageous?
One kitchen, not her whole company.
Not all 17. One individual.
Wow.
Goop kitchen.
So people are really going for this.
Apparently.
Have you seen the menu?
I looked online.
I looked it up.
They have a bunch of different things. Teriyaki bowls, salmon bowls, bento boxes, chili, pizza, cake, assorted wraps, soup. It's definitely giving... I'm not sure how big this chain is, but it's called Urban Plates. I loved it when I lived in the Bay Area. Super yummy, like mostly grilled, nothing fried, relatively healthy food. So I think it would be similar to that. Urban Plates never gave me salmonella.
No?
No.
Which is why you'll go back?
I would, but I don't think they're around here. I haven't seen them since I moved. If they moved a Goop Kitchen over to our local area, would you pop in?
Nope. Not interested.
Oh, I guess not really pop in. You'd have to place an order.
Place an order.
Yeah.
And then, I mean, if you want to do it together, let's do a research thing out of it. But on my own, it doesn't appeal to me.
My cat Celine is parked right in front of us. Something tells me she wants a little snack. Making a little left turn, right turn, whatever. Totally different topic. Tattoos. How do you feel about them? Do you have an opinion on them? Have you ever felt an inkling to be tattooed? Let's hear it.
I grew up in a generation where tattoos were bad or basically showed a rough rough upbringing neighborhood, I guess. I don't know. I have no tattoos. I've never had any tattoos. I remember dating a girl once who tried to talk me into getting a tattoo, and I just said, yeah, no. And she had tattoos. I didn't mind her tattoos. I think they tend to kind of trash down a person. But that's just my personal opinion. I know the image, and that was a long time ago. I'm older than you. Things have changed. Tattoos are mainstream now. I see them all over town, everywhere. But you asked me personally? Yeah, I have no tattoos.
I know people who are like 5 years younger than you who are all tattooed up and they did not come from a bad area or whatever. So they grew up in your same generation. But I'd have to disagree. I don't have any tattoos. Although when I was a younger preteen, I totally thought I was going to be all tattooed up. I don't know. I just thought that was what it was going to be. Nothing crazy like Hello Kitty standing there with a machine gun. Nothing wild like that. I thought maybe like a dainty flower or a cool, like, what do you call that? A mandala or something like that.
Something feminine, beautiful, artistic.
As my friends became of age and they started, I don't want to say jumping the gun, but everybody started getting all tattooed up. I was kind of just like, Did they not realize that that doesn't look amazing? I don't know. I didn't mean to be judgmental, but I'm so glad that people around me were doing it all left and right, because it was a sign for me to hold up and wait. Let's really decide and make sure we want that. Because one thing about me, I change my mind all the time. I might love something for a couple years, and then after a while I grow out of it and I'm like, yeah, I'm kind of tired of that. I had this painting of blue hydrangeas in my old apartment. I loved it. After I lived in my apartment for a few years when I was moving out, I was like, you know what, it's time for me to part ways. I still love blue hydrangeas, but it's not a painting I needed anymore. And had that been a tattoo, it's not something I can take off the wall. It's not something that I can go and donate or see if somebody wants it instead of myself anymore. So I'm truly glad that I totally held up and waited. Pretty much all of my friends have at least one tattoo. I really don't think it's a sign of trashiness, which obviously I think has changed generationally, referencing what you said. I'm really glad that I didn't do that, because truly I don't see it doing anything for me. I do like to be really clean. I don't know. I just feel like sometimes I would feel like it's something that I couldn't get off. I see some people with a lot of the hand tattoos, and I truly just feel like eventually my hands would start to feel dirty. Fun and cute. It can be fun and cute, but at the end of the day, I think I would change my mind eventually and want to undo that. Obviously can be done, but you paid for an expensive tattoo and you went through pain. I'm sure it doesn't feel good. Pain to get it, expensive process, and then you want to laser it off. There's this one girl, sell her naked pictures, and she's a Christian, same girl.
Yeah.
She's lasering off a huge neck tattoo, a huge back tattoo. She has hand things over here. She's one over here. And she's not even 30 years old. So she's been getting these tattoos for less than 12 years. And now it's time to undo them all. Seeing some people's drastic regrets make me comfortable with staying safe. I don't need that. If there's anything I really love, let's, do some wall art. Let's print it out on a sticker. Let's do a phone case. There's other things you can do to display the said art. I don't know if it really needs to be on your body. But that's just my opinion. Again, I know a lot of people with tattoos, no judgment, do whatever you want, but I truly don't think that's something that I'm ever going to be into, which is a total reversal from when I was, an undeveloped mind, and I thought I was going to be all over that.
You mentioned no judgment. In my era, there were certain jobs that you would absolutely never get or be able to apply for if you had a tattoo. For example, banking or teaching.
A tattoo that's on display, not a tattoo period in general. You can have a tattoo in general and still have those jobs, but it needs to be hidden.
Yeah, hidden. I commend you on your foresight, intelligence, and patience. You say no judgment. I'm sorry. I'm at an age where I can judge, and I do, and it saves me time. I'm sorry. I will judge. To me, it's a sign of recklessness and lack of vision. Like you said, what if you want to undo it or get rid of it? And by the way, I've heard the undoing thing. Is that real? I've heard it doesn't really work.
There are ways that a tattoo can be removed. There's different options, yes. I think you're making an extreme generalization to say anybody that gets a tattoo is reckless and doesn't think things over. That's an extreme generalization.
That's my judgment. When you get rid of it, is it back to just like clean, healthy looking skin
There's
like before?
multiple different options for tattoo removal. I'm not going to get into all of them because I'm not an expert. Depending on what you choose, I think you can get relatively clear slate. I don't know about 100%, but I'm sure that there's somebody out there that got 100%, undone. It depends on what colors. It depends on a lot of different things.
In my era, it was permanent. There was no undoing it. I have two sisters who both got tattoos, and they both regret them.
Well,
sorry.
With your opinion on tattoos very clearly laid out for us, I got a fun question.
This is good, the surprise? This is like scaring me now.
Don't be scared, but if you were living this reality, you might be scared. Sometimes life goes crazy, falls out of your hands, and you're accused of a crime that has somehow resulted in you getting a life sentence. I don't know what it is, but you're in jail for life. I'm sorry. It happened. I'm not saying you did the crime, but there's a lot of people in jail who have life sentences for things that they didn't do, unfortunately. Maybe because they have tattoos and they're being judged by older white men. Anyway.
I feel I've earned the right to judge.
In this scenario, you're doing your life sentence. You're a newbie. You're at San Quentin. You're getting a feel for how things are going in jail. You're not necessarily enjoying the food, but eventually you're going to have to get used to it. What happens when you're in jail? You need to decide which gang you're going to be initiated into. I've watched a lot of Locked Up and Beyond Scared Straight. You need to choose your gang. And if you're not going to choose one, they're going to choose you. One night, you're sleeping. You're all cuddled up. You're having a good dream. You think you're back at home. You're awakened abruptly by the gang who has decided to adopt you. Probably a good thing, but you're about to be in this gang. You're going to have a form of protection. You're going to have a crew. You're going to have a saved seat at the lunch table. You're going to have friends eventually.
You get to survive.
But you're going to have to probably like shave your head. And what else are you going to have to do? Amongst other things, you're going to have to get a tattoo. Right. They're feeling friendly.
Yep.
And they are letting you choose your piece.
It's called a Celtic knot, runic pictograph called a Celtic knot. It's from Northern Europe. It's a runic type symbol. It's called a Celtic knot, and it represents the cycle of life, among other things. But its main thing is that life is a cycle, and we're all part of it. To answer your question, if I had to choose a tattoo, I'd pick that one.
So, surprise, multiple surprises this evening in prison. You're getting your choice, Celtic knot, over here on this forearm. You now have to choose between spider web, barbed wire, or a clock with no numbers, faceless clock for your other shoulder over here. Which one are you choosing? Clock, barbed wire, spider web.
Interesting. The barbed wire one just seems too cliche for me.
Agreed.
Yeah. I would probably go with the clock. What does that symbolize?
Doing a lot of time in prison. And since in this scenario you're doing a life sentence,
yeah,
it would be fitting.
Oh, so I'm never getting out. So this is a life sentence.
I said life sentence from the beginning.
I missed that part. I figured I'd be like everybody else and I'd get out early for good behavior. Because I'd behave good.
No, sorry. Whatever crime you've been pinned with.
Go with the clock.
They got you for Charlie Kirk or something. You're not getting out.
Yeah.
A couple weeks ago, I came across this article. It will be linked in the description if any viewers are interested in reading said article. It was detailing the current lawsuit between drag queen Pattie Gonia and renowned outerwear brand Patagonia. They share a similar name. I think drag queen Patagonia is obviously it's an homage. You know, it's a reference to the renowned brand. This drag queen is an environmental activist. That's their mission, environmental activism. So you would think that these two would be friends. Tell me about what you know about the world of drag, the art of drag. Have you ever been to a drag show? Off the top of your head, do you know any drag queens? There are some notable famous ones.
Well, I used to live in West Hollywood for a number of years as part of my job. Came across a lot of drag queens.
Little exposure over there.
Yeah, little exposure. Went to a club, not by choice, but as part of my work. And I had interaction against my will with some drag queens. I found them insulting, harassment.
You're the kind that they like to harass.
Yes, and they did. Yep. I was a good sport about it. Well, I was on the job, so I had to be. But personally, I don't like them. I don't support what they do. I actually think they are secret misogynists.
They're misogynists?
Secret misogynists, yes.
That is rich coming from you.
I figured you'd. Shall I explain myself or just leave it at that?
Let us hear it. Let's hear it.
So at the end of the show, they take off all their costume and they go home a man. They are an intact man. I believe the reason I say they're secret misogynists is they actually are mocking women. They're mocking women and they're saying, hey, look, you women think you're so beautiful and special. Here, look at me. I can put on all this makeup, a wig, act sexy, and steal away just as much of attention from other men as you hot women think you're getting. And they love doing it.
As a woman, we love that. It's hilarious. Sometimes these drag artists, these women, are putting themselves together so impressively that I could never. I need some tips. How am I supposed to be doing my hair? Because my hair isn't turning out like that. Some of them are really amazing at makeup. Some of them are really amazing at constructing an outfit. Some of them are comedy queens. They all have their different realms. And I think it's just really impressive and fun to watch and see people's different takes. As a woman, I would hardcore disagree. I do not think they are misogynist. I think they love women to the point where they want to pay tribute, to the point where they have a whole drag persona. I live for it. I love RuPaul's Drag Race. I'm not sure if you've ever watched that show.
No.
It's truly iconic. A different level of entertainment. I will say I am not for drag queen children anything. I don't think that should be in the same space. I don't think drag queens should be reading books to children. I think that's an adult art form. It's an adult concept. There shouldn't be children age 10 and below knowing what a drag queen is, wanting to watch RuPaul's Drag Race. You know, it's adult. So I think it should be kept to adult audiences, but I don't think there's anything wrong with the art of drag. I think it's fun, lighthearted, with good intent. Renowned outerwear brand Patagonia is suing drag queen Pattie Gonia for copyright infringement. Drag queen Patagonia is selling merch and other items that is, in my opinion, like a playful reference to known brand Patagonia. They're using Similar logo. It's not a whole ripoff, but it is similar. I have to disagree with Dragstar Patagonia. I don't think they're in the right in this lawsuit, and they definitely should cease selling any merch or items that brand Patagonia has decided is infringing on their brand. Patagonia, the Dragstar, is trying to make the argument that the brand Patagonia is trying to silence a environmentalist and they're taking away their voice. I have to disagree. That's not what's going on here. And I think the brand Patagonia, I don't want to say put up with, but they were going along with and supported Dragstar Patagonia for several years. I think there was a good relationship between the two, seemingly.
Mutually beneficial.
The brand Patagonia said we didn't want to do this. So I do think that there was an attempt before filing a lawsuit. I'm curious, feel like I know what you're going to say, but what's your opinion on this? Who's in the wrong?
What do you think I'm going to say?
I can't imagine that you're going to side with Dragstar Patagonia.
No, I won't. I think it's a shakedown. I think her plan is to disrupt and mock the company so that the company just says, look, here's $1 million if you just change your name and go away, please.
The drag star who loves the company to the point where she named her drag persona after that company hates the company.
Maybe she doesn't hate the company. She's looking for a payout. She wants to be paid to go away. And she realizes that if she makes a mockery of the company, the owner will get threatened that his name will be ruined because her plan is to ruin the name. And then they will come and say, look, here's some money, go away.
And why do you say that?
First of all, why couldn't she just pick a different name?
That's your drag persona. You know from the beginning, you don't know anything about this person other than they're probably a major nature lover because that's what the company Patagonia stands for. Patagonia is also like a region in Chile. You're kind of letting everybody know without saying anything else, I'm an environmental activist.
No, I disagree. I think there's a hidden agenda here. I think she wants money, a payout. And she's found a politically correct way to threaten another person's business that they spent 50 years building. And she's trying to subvert it, mock it, ruin it, in hopes that the owner will just pay her off like all these other hacks do.
I'm hoping Patagonia doesn't come across this video because you're coming across as a major hater. I don't think Patagonia deserves any hate. I totally understand what she's doing with her drag persona. She obviously loves the wilderness and is an environmental activist. And I think that's amazing. There should be more drag queens that have a dedicated mission.
But you don't see the plagiarism in her.
Like I mentioned before,
tactic?
I think this is playful reference. I guess I'm agreeing with you that it should not be allowed to sell this merch that is infringing on the renowned outerwear brand and their logo, their brand. That's everything to them.
She's copying another company's reputation and name, trying to make money off of somebody else's idea. That's plagiarism. She's stealing somebody else's successful idea.
She's selling stickers. You're looking at this and you're realizing, yeah, that's not Patagonia brand. It has her name on it. Is it going a little bit too far because it has the similar logo and the colors? Sure. And I understand the brand Patagonia saying, hey, that's not okay. That's too close to what? That's too close. Although it's a little bit different. I mean, look, the gay flag colors, it's a little bit different.
I disagree with your playful reference. This is not playful. It's about money. It's about stealing somebody else's profits.
It would be about money if Dragstar Patagonia was trying to sell 100% organic cotton sweatshirts with a company logo that is extremely close to Patagonia's. That would be too much, and that would be copying. Patagonia should respectfully design some different stickers. I saw that she had some different options. Take the loss. Keep your relationship with Patagonia, the brand, as good as you can.
The article said they had a falling out.
They did have a because of this. I'm all for this drag star. I think she's fun. I love the fact that she has a reason behind her drag. That's awesome. But I think she needs to back off here. Patagonia is not stealing your voice, respectfully. You guys are in different ballparks. I just think it's different.
I think maybe she's provoking the company to start legal matters, basically to get more attention for herself.
Oh, that's the angle? To build her name a little bit, to be in the headlines.
Yeah, more attention, more clicks. It's all about clicks, right?
I don't know if that is her angle. I think she's a little bit in the wrong here. No hate towards her or her community or what she's doing. I think her being an environmental activist is awesome, but the stickers are a little too close to the Patagonia logo. And that's my unbiased third-party opinion.
I'm predicting she's going to lose this infringement lawsuit.
Design a different sticker, for crying out loud.
Yeah, and yet, I mean, how many other names could she have picked
I think
Pattie Gonia?
I think the name is very cute. I think it's clever. I don't think the name is a problem at all.
You don't see the connection with the name?
I think the name is fine because it's a different spelling. Patagonia, the brand, is just one word. Pattie Gonia is spelling it differently, and I think that's different enough.
Do you know what Patagonia is a reference to?
Mountain range in Chile?
Yeah, a massive mountain range. So we have one in America. A comparison would be Appalachian Mountains. So maybe she could call herself Dixie Appalachia instead.
I can't believe you just came up with a relatively good drag name on the spot. That's actually hilarious.
I just thought that up.
I don't think the Patagonia brand has ownership or trademark reserve over the name Patagonia. It's a mountain range, so it's public use, if you ask me.
No, but they have a trademark. They've trademarked the name Patagonia.
Do they though? Because that's not theirs. I mean, it's the name of the mountain range. It was the mountain range first. That's like saying you can't name your child California. How do you own the name of a place? The North Face, different. Patagonia, different.
Court will decide. Some judges will judge.
I think that's all we have for the pod today. What do you have planned for the rest of the day?
I'm going to go get a cheeseburger at my favorite place on the way home.
Nice.
You want me to bring one by?
No. What time is it? I think it's afternoon. It's
Yeah, lunchtime. I skip breakfast coming here.
I think it's after lunch, so I will be waiting for dinner.
What's your plan?
Got to go check on the chickens. I have one that's broody, Miss Fig. She's trying to hatch one of her eggs, so I have to take all the eggs away, make sure she doesn't have one. She's not eating a whole lot. Being broody happens every once in a while, and it's kind of just a major pain in the butt. They just need extra attention, so I'm doing that.
How's my favorite, Cesaria?
She's fine, but I caught her the other day aggressively trying to push Mama and Diamond out of their boxes. So there's 5 nesting boxes that they can lay in. Mama and Diamond were occupying 2 right next to each other. So I open up the flap, I'm checking on everyone, and Cesaria is aggressively shouldering and trying to duck under Mama or Diamond, going back and forth between the 2, trying to push them out of their box.
Were there other empty
There's
ones?
3 other ones available. I happen to be there, so I'm like pushing Cesaria away. I'm like, yeah, no, leave Mama and Diamond alone, choose your own box. After like 4 or 5 pushes and Cesaria not trying to get other boxes, going back and forth between whoever I'm not pushing her for, Diamond exits the box. She's like, okay, I've had enough of this. I'm out of here. So Cesaria takes her box, and half a second after getting in the box, she lays her egg. She was holding her egg in until after she took away somebody else's nesting box.
I don't get it. There's 3 empty ones that she could have taken.
So these well summer hens, that's the breed of our newer hens. That's what Cesaria is. And Fig, the broody girl. They are different. They are kind of, I don't want to say aggressive, but they have a lot more attitude compared to my Easter egger hens, who is most of the flock. And then I have 1 Dominique hen and 1 Lavender Orpington. The well summer hens are crazy. I'm not getting that breed again. They have fun personalities, but I can't deal with the aggression. You know, Lemon, who passed away, she was real aggressive.
Right. Is it like maybe like an instinct thing?
It's a breed trait.
The breed trait?
Yeah.
They fight over the same box.
No, just aggression.
Oh, aggression. Yeah, but what I'm thinking is like, I'm trying to think what a chicken's thinking. Their brain. I guess they don't put a lot of thought into it.
They don't. I don't know what Cesaria was doing, why she needed the nesting box that they were in. I don't know what was going on there, but just dealing with that. Yeah. Miss Lychee, she has bumblefoot right now, so I need to clean and soak and rewrap her foot.
Yeah, I heard about that.
Always something going on with somebody. I'm just glad that it's just Lychee. Last summer, there was 6 of them that had it all at once.
Really?
Oh my gosh, was that a pain. I was in the bathroom for 3 hours taking care of all of them.
Yeah, no. I know how well you treat them.
Well, they need it. If one of them were to die because they have, a wart on their hand that I didn't take care of, I would feel awful. Anyway, I think that's all that we're doing for the day. Please excuse my need for wearing my glasses during this episode. I usually never wear my glasses because I hate them and I feel blind. It feels visually like my vision is restricted. I don't have my peripheral view. I am a heavy user of sunglasses, so not being able to use my sunglasses during this glasses wearing period time is a pain in the butt. But hopefully next week I should be doing my LASIK eye revision consult, so they'll tell me if I'm a good candidate for that procedure or not, and then hopefully I can get that scheduled up. I did want to wait until the fall season because, like I said, I'm really sensitive to light, and they said the first few weeks after said surgery you could be even more sensitive, so I was going to wait until after summer. But we'll see. Thank you, everybody, for watching. We appreciate your view. Definitely look in the description if you wanted to read that Patagonia article. I thought it was kind of interesting. Leave your opinion. Who do you think is in the wrong? And no hate on drag star Pattie Gonia. I think you're amazing. Sorry.
Me too.
All right. Bye, everyone.
Bye. I want a cheeseburger now.